Bradley,
Yes,
welcome to DataSnipper HQ
thank you.
and welcome to Sip&Snip. Thank you very much for joining us. So first things first, would you be able to tell me about yourself and your role? Your new role, actually, you just got promoted, so congratulations.
Thank you. I'm Bradley Gesser, 33 years old, born and raised in Amsterdam. I started working at Baker Tilly in 2020, or the end of 2020, September 2020. Started there as an assistant. Before that, I had 2 internships at Baker Tilly in collaboration with my school. I liked it very much, and I just happened to stay there after.
Why were you attracted to career and audit? What was it that drew you in?
Well, that's actually a funny story because I didn't always dream to be an auditor or accountant. I actually started with a education in IT.
Okay.
Did that for 2 years, and after a while, I lost the motivation. I didn't really like that course of action or course of study anymore. Then I worked in retail for a little bit more than 10 years.
Yeah.
And during the 10 years, I just, started to think, retail isn't what I want to do with my life. I want to do something else. I always liked something with numbers, mathematical courses. So I signed up for a study, which was broad, logistics, banking and insurance, auditing. And after the first year, I was like, I really like auditing. So I continued with that study, got the internship at Baker Tilly.
Yeah.
It was a very interesting experience, because as a starter, as an intern, you don't really know what's ahead of you. You don't really know what you're going to do.
Yeah.
So started at the company, first week was introduction, and the second week, right away to the client, you actually start working and seeing what is done. And I just really liked the experience. I really liked Baker Tilly. The colleagues were very nice.
Yeah.
And they just, supported me, showed me the ropes of the job.
When did you start your career in audit then?
I started, well, if you count the internships with it, I think it was 2019.
Okay.
It was like 1 year before COVID.
Everything that happened.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask you about that
Yeah.
because during the pandemic, there was almost a revolution within audit. Like there was a tech boom, and firms were forced to work remotely and adopt new technology. How did you find that? You were just starting out. How was the dynamic in audit at that time?
I think it was interesting. A lot of tools that we're currently using were already there, like Teams, the whole Microsoft collaboration suite.
Yeah.
But as a starter, I think it's a little hard, because now you're working remotely, you're working from home. Normally you would just ask the colleague next to you, like, hey, I don't understand this, how can I do it? And now it's more, hey, can we have a Teams meeting? Can we discuss it, or can I call you real quick? But I think technology has enabled us to do this, to work remotely, to do everything we need from a distance. Also, not being able to go to the location of the customers or work at the customer because they also had COVID-related restrictions. Made it harder, but technology really helped with that because everything is digital now.
Yeah.
So you don't really have to physically be at a certain place to do your work.
Did you sense any hesitation to technology at the beginning of that, or were people embracing it immediately?
I think from what I've seen, people are embracing it and were embracing it during that time. There were not really any people I saw that were hesitant to use it. Internally, we also just tried to motivate people to use technology, but after a certain period of time, you can't really go around technology anymore. Your clients are innovating, they're using technology. There are no binders full of invoices where you're more at the client, in closets or cabinets. Everything is digital.
Yeah.
So I think it's hard for a company to say, we're going to skip technology altogether and just go and do the things we used to do. Okay. I think that it's hard.
Yeah, makes sense. Speaking of technology, let's talk about how we know each other, which is through DataSnipper.
Yeah.
A keen user of DataSnipper, I'm told.
Yes, I am.
Good. And when you first saw DataSnipper in action, what was your initial reaction?
Well, when I first saw it, I think I I just started working because we introduced Data I think early 2022. So I was like, started 3 months working. I was excited. I always liked new software or new tech being used within the company. So we also got a training about it. After that, it was busy season. So
In the deep end.
Yeah, in the deep end. Start using it immediately. And then I actually was excited. I always look for new opportunities to be able to use with that company.
And is there a specific feature that excited you most, that gave you that kind of wow moment?
The feature I like the most is the document matching.
Yep.
Because who likes working out samples of 100 invoices and having to open them one by one and look if it reconciles. Yeah. I cannot find anybody that actually likes it. So the document match feature really simplifies that. Okay. It just helps you match those invoices, one to one based on a unique number. Obviously, you have to check it because Data is not the auditor, but it helps simplifying the work.
Yeah, for sure.
It just creates more efficiency in the work. And also for managers and supervisors, when they're reviewing it, the invoice is right there in that Excel cell. So I could just check like, all right, I had the assistant do this and they say it's correct. And the supervisor can say like, all right, I'll just check all those invoices. Is it correct? Are the things missing? So I think it also adds quality to the work. I think that's something that's maybe sometimes hard to quantify because you're looking at the expense, what things cost, and it doesn't only save money or time, also adds a little bit quality.
I get you.
But I think the document matching feature was really one of the things I really liked.
Nice. We're currently in the infamous busy season.
Sure are.
Right. First of all, how's that going?
Quite well. Yeah. I mean, I'm adjusting to my new role, new responsibilities. So it's seeing, where do I fit in? What are my tasks and roles, and what do I specifically need to do? But I'm enjoying the challenge.
Yeah.
Wow.
And is Data helping you and your team overcome the challenge that comes with busy season?
It does help. And then specifically with regards to test the details, reconciliations, so reconciling trial balance to underlying support to contracts and as such. I think tech snips really help with that. So I think it really has a place, in busy season.
Okay.
And also specifically, the features like the financial statement suite and version compare, which I think is maybe a underlined version or an underlined function because you have the financial statement suite that can do so much.
Yeah.
Those features are very nice there.
So now we're going to move on to the next segment. That's enough indulging about Data but really appreciate your feedback, and I'm glad that you're enjoying the platform. Now we've got some general questions about AI and just the future of audit. In your opinion, what do you think will be the biggest challenges facing the audit industry in the coming years?
The biggest challenges facing the audit industry? I think that one's hard because it depends on so many things. You have legislation that is changing, technology around us is going so fast that it's hard to keep up.
Yeah.
And I think there are a lot of opportunities for us with regards to technology.
Yeah.
And just as Data there are other things or other platforms that are trying to give you an edge in auditing or just improve the way we audit or how fast we can do certain things. And I think technology is going to help us achieve that.
Yeah.
One way or another, how exactly, I don't really know, but I'm very excited to see what options it will bring for the audit.
Yeah, cool. One challenge that we've seen a lot is high attrition rates, so lots of auditors leaving the profession and maybe less joining the profession. Yeah. Recently, we conducted an internal survey, and we learned that 83% of audit and finance professionals are more inclined to stay at a company that has AI in place. So a question to you and about your own role. How important is having access to solutions with AI, such as Data Snipper, for your own happiness within your role?
Yeah, that's okay. For my own happiness within my role, I think that's hard. Solution. We don't really know what AI will bring in the future.
Yeah.
I mean, you could give examples. Like what you have with ChatGPT right now.
Yeah.
Things like that are going very hard. But audit firms are just trying to look like, all right, how can we apply certain technology within our work? And I think all firms are just looking for that way of, all right, how can we do our work more efficiently with technology, with AI, for the least amount of cost, the least, or you don't want to invest too much in something without getting enough back. But I agree that there's a lot of things we don't know about AI. I do believe that AI will make our work more efficient in the future.
Yeah.
And that's only a pro.
Okay.
Because as you said, there's a shortage of good qualified people, and all audit firms are having that problem right now. And also, from your survey, the work-life balance within the audit has always also been an issue. The generation of now it doesn't really like working 50, 60 hours, and I understand that.
Yeah, I don't think any generation liked it.
No, but I guess the older generation might have been more used to it.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're also seeing a shift towards just trying to work less.
Yeah.
And also the work you do just don't make it so repetitive. So try to automate all the repetitive work so you can actually do the things you like about the audit.
Yeah, things that give you energy, of course.
Yeah, precies. Advising the client or things like that. Yeah, pretty much that.
Okay.
So,
So you named a couple of positive things there about AI and technology. What is one risk of using AI within a firm that you maybe see?
Yeah, it's a very hard question.
Could it be
I don't know.
like a fear of loss of control?
I think, I guess a fear of loss of control, but also, AI is so broad. How do you define AI? That's pretty much it. And right now, AI, the term, it looks like it's a black box.
Yeah.
Like, all right, we're using AI. Yeah, okay, what are we specifically using?
What does that mean?
And how does it impact? If I throw something in there and something comes out, I mean, we're still in audit. So we still need to be able to say, yes, this came in and this is what happened in that black box. I think the risk, I think the hard thing with using AI sometimes is not knowing how certain data is processed within that specific black box before it comes out as audit evidence.
Yeah.
And that may be something, that companies are struggling with right now. So I think that might be a risk using AI.
And a challenge, because I think auditors are skeptical by nature, so not having
very true.
Yeah, so not having a clear understanding or view of how something works will maybe not work for the audit industry.
Yeah, no, definitely not, because we're also a industry that is highly regulated.
Yeah.
And there are several governing bodies that are looking at what we do, how we do it, and if we do it correctly. So if you use a tool like AI, you need to be able to explain what is happening. I think that is a hard thing to do, and I know legislation is also trying to keep up and update it, and also legislation also already states you could use audit tools.
Yeah.
But I think, there might be some hesitance still to using certain things because it might not have been proven yet. Many companies might not have done it yet or used it yet. And it's always hard to be the first to do something new.
In your opinion, will AI ever replace the role of an auditor?
Oh, no. I don't think AI will ever replace the role of an auditor. I think AI is good for a lot of things. Like analyzing data sets, giving you certain results based on regulation or rules or very strict settings, let's say.
Yeah.
But auditing is also about giving a certain opinion. It's a lot more subjective.
Yeah.
And I don't think you can get you get AI to do any subjective or any judgment.
Yeah.
So yes, on the technical part, AI can do a lot. I agree with that. So like simple things like, let's say a company has a lot of long loans. Well, I throw some contracts in there. I throw a trial balance in there, and I could do something. It can give me a nice output, and I'm done. But whether or not those loans are valued right or something, so there are things that just require judgment.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think AI will ever be able to, give judgment on something.
No.
I think that at least I think that will be very, very hard, maybe in the far, far future, but not in the near future.
Yeah, not in our lifetime.
No, definitely not. No.
Okay, good. And then my final question on sort of the future of audit is, could you share your thoughts on the possible future of continuous auditing?
I would love to see it, because that would kind of it would mean that during the year you're already seeing things that are going wrong. You could maybe even suggest corrective actions to that company. So the role for the accountant in giving advice, I think, will be easier because you can already see outliers, and you don't really have a year-end audit because all those processes are continuously being audited, controlled. So it will take away a lot of. It might replace some work, or we might do work differently.
Yeah. Finally, what one piece of advice would you give to young auditors entering the field today?
I think audit is fun. I think you should. Always try audit. You'll meet different people, fun people, also very different clients. So if you want to see a lot of companies, if you want to see how companies grow and expand, and the developments within the company, I think audit is a very nice thing to do. At least that's my opinion. And with regards to technology, I don't think we should fear it. You should really embrace technology. In my opinion, technology is the future. And if you don't embrace it, I don't want to say it too strictly, but
I know you're gonna
might as well be like a dinosaur, those went extinct. I mean, there will always be people, obviously, that will have a struggle with accepting technology, but I really think that that it will be our greatest strength going on forward.
Cool. That's the end of the podcast. So as you heard from Bradley, use data snippet or get left behind. No, I'm joking. We won't use that. But Bradley, thank you so much for that. It was a pleasure. Finally meeting you in person. And thanks for all your insights. And maybe one day we can sit down again.
Who knows? Maybe.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Can you just say, yeah, of course?
Yeah, of course.
Perfect. All right. That was smooth.